Hi everybody, welcome to 6th grade math. This is Mr. Wiedrick, and I'm going to explain to you how 6th grade math is different than any other class you've had before. And one way that it's different is this is a flipped classroom. So I'm going to explain to you through this process what a flipped classroom is, but really in watching this video you are participating in what is actually the flipped classroom. It involves parents, grandparents, whoever is in charge of the kid. It involves the kid, and it involves me. So let's show you what it's all about. All right, a flipped classroom is when you're watching a video, which is what you're doing right now. You're watching a video of an explanation of some sort of topic. So something that might have been previously done in class. So I'm telling you 2 plus 2 is 4 in class. Well, now you're watching a video at home. So why does that make it flipped? Feel free to look at this graphic down here. This is explaining exactly what I'm talking about. What makes that flipped? Well, it's kind of the opposite of what you're used to. So you're used to teacher, whoever, blah, 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 blah in class. And then you might have to do some sort of work outside of class, at home, study hall, whatever. Well, now you're listening to that as homework. So you're listening to this at home. This is your homework. When you come to class and we practice and I help you with problems that you might have or questions you might have, or when you get stuck or aren't sure where to go next, that's where I come in, because you have access to me in school. It's harder at home. Mom and Dad don't have to come up with what they learned a long time ago, which may be different than it is now. So I'll send you along with some sort of notes that you can fill out while you're watching the video. You'll see those as time goes on. On those notes, you should be writing down questions that you might have for me. I didn't understand this, or this didn't make sense, or you said this in the video. Is that really what you meant? That kind of thing. So what happens in class then? Well, in class, we go over any of those questions that you need, or things that you aren't sure of, or does this sound like something else we studied? And then we go from there. We work in groups. I give you examples. I give you problems, so big idea problems that are in the real world, because math applies to everything in the real world. Let's be honest, math applies to life. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to flip through a few of these slides. So you see me kind of going back and forth here. So what I want you to do, the reason I'm going back and forth here on purpose, I want you to pause the video and look at all 3 of these. So go ahead and hit pause and go back and see any of those that you need to. So you went through those. So here we go. You looked at this this visual, and you looked at this one, and you looked at this one. So you read the things that I wanted you to read without me having to read them to you, or without me having to explain all of it to you. You could look at it at your own speed. You could go back and forth. If you didn't understand something, you could rewind it. If you didn't have time to read it, you could stop it. That's what a flipped classroom is. You have the power to control that. So why on earth would I do something like that? Not all of us learn it the same things the same way. Sometimes things go too fast for us, so you can stop, you can go back, you can listen to something more than once. Sometimes you need to hear something more than once. There are times when we don't like asking questions. I want you to ask questions. I'm going to ask you lots of them. But this might help you if you're uncomfortable asking them. What I send home with you, so what you see on the video, it will be the simple stuff. I'm not going to send home something that's complex. It takes multiple steps. I'm going to send home videos of things that are starting what we want to learn next. Or they might be reviewing stuff we've already learned if it's something we were having trouble with. You are able to stop, rewind, and pause. If there's something, I'm going to talk pretty fast on the videos because I don't want your videos to be super long. If there's something on there that is confusing, or I'm just going like crazy and you can't keep up and you want to stop so you can write something down, or what did he just say, and you want to rewind it and listen to it again, you are able to do that. If you're not in class for whatever reason, you're absent, you're homesick, and let's say you didn't want to get behind in your work, you can still watch the video. I'm going to show you all the ways that you can do that from home. Let's say there's a substitute in it. I very often, when there's a substitute, assign a video so that you don't miss anything. Even on a day that I'm not here, you can still get what it is that you need to get from me. Homework is way better now because you're watching something instead of doing 500 math problems. Now, you're still going to have math problems to do? Yes, of course. There's no getting around that. But very often, you're going to be watching something. We're going to use Google Classroom. We're going to use Google Classroom almost every day of the school year. I'm going to show you all about how to do that. You get a video on how to do that. How about that? And that allows you to communicate with me and get your homework and find old videos if you need to, that type of thing. Mom and Dad, Grandma and Grandpa, you guys can all see what we're up to and what we're doing and why we're doing it and how it's easy and so on and so forth. Okay, so how do you find these videos? So we're going to teach everybody how to use Google Classroom. We'll get you signed in, the whole thing. We're going to do this for the students. We're going to do this in class. So we're going to show you how to do everything. And these are ways to get there. Okay, there's a website. There's the apps. The apps are for any device. They are free. All of Google Classroom, everything is free. It doesn't cost anything, nothing like that. Adults, this is for you. The kids will have something that looks like an email address. That is just their login. They do not have an email account at anything at school. This is nothing like that. This is a secured setup that the school has taken part in. I have a YouTube channel, so I'm going to show the kids. I'll show the kids how to get to the YouTube channel. Sometimes at home. This says not in school. We actually changed that. Yes, indeed, they can get on that stuff at school. Sometimes YouTube is easier, so I throw my videos on YouTube also. So if you want to check that out, I have some other cool things on YouTube, some cool books that'll be read, and some videos that I'll share you that are motivational, or some cool music, that type of thing. What if you don't have access? Meaning, what if you can't get online? So first of all, we need to realize that. Okay, 10th period is available Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with a bus ride home. It's also available on Thursday, but you need a way to get home on that day. So if we know this ahead of time, 10th period is the best way. I have a lot of kids who stay 10th period on purpose just so they get their work done. That's an option. If you have study hall, you can borrow a device. We have Chromebooks here and iPads and all that kind of thing. Lunch, it says videos are less than 10 minutes. This will probably be the longest video of the entire year, this very first one. So are there ways, if you don't have access at home? First of all, libraries have access. There are access for, if you don't have the internet at your house, there's lots of different ways to get on it, but there'll always be an option for you at school. So if you don't have access for any reason whatsoever, your internet happens to be down, or your device broke, or whatever it is, all you have to do is tell me, and we will make sure that there's a way that you can get your videos. Not a problem at all. And if we have to do it during class, we will, but there's lots of other ways we can make that happen. All right, is this the routine daily? It's not the routine every day. You don't have a video every day, but you have them often. 3 or more times a week, you will have a video to watch. So this is something we gotta make sure we're rolling here. There are some traditional days, regular old classroom type days. This has 2 or 3 videos per week. Like I said, we're cranking. We're at 3. You can say 3, maybe even 4 some weeks. We'll do reviews, all kinds of stuff like that. What do we do in class now? We sleep in class. Making sure you're still with me here. In class, the bell ringer, I will have something on the board that if you can prove a few things to me, will prove to me that you watched the video. I'm going to be checking your notes also, but I'll give you questions on the board that if you didn't watch the video, you're not going to know how to do. Differentiate means I'm going to help people with different things. So some people will understand certain concepts better, differently than others. So I will help people in an individual type way so that everybody gets the information they need. We'll work together in groups. I will crank up the level of content. So that means I'm going to make things more relevant, more real for you. I'm going to do real life stuff, and I'm going to make it so that you have to think in class. Okay, so instead of just walking through 2 plus 2 is 4, I am going to ask you to think, and I'm going to challenge you in ways that we couldn't do in a regular classroom. And we're going to overcome the struggle. We are going to make sure that math, I promise you, is not as difficult as maybe you might think. And if you're really good at math, I'm going to ask you to do things that you haven't done before. In a good way, in a way that's going to make you even better. Mom and Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, should you watch your videos with your kids? Please, 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 please do. You can do things together. If it's not working out or you don't have time or whatever it is, you can watch it at different times. Talk about, hey, tell me about how to divide fractions. Tell me about how you found the area of the roof of the school. How did he take a picture of the roof of the school? Tell me about that. Tell me about how the area of the roof is found. Yeah, we're doing that. And then, of course, if anybody misses class, so if a kid misses class, Mom and Dad, you want to help them out at home, you're going to know, I'm going to show you using Google Classroom all the different ways you're going to know. If you have a video to watch, can you watch a video, an old video, and make sure that you understand maybe a video of something you didn't know? Yep. Can you watch videos before the test of the things that are going to be on the test? Yes, I'll show you how to do all those things. And this is so everybody knows what's going on. Mom, Dad, everybody at home knows what's going on. Kids know what's going on. Teach your older, younger brothers and sisters what's going on. Love it. So, you have a paper that looks like this. I would like you to fill that out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a flipped classroom. Mr. Wiedrick, 6th grade math, Adirondack.